Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Memes the Week. You can support this channel through the PayPal and Subscribestar links below, as my YouTube channel's been demonetized, and I don't know how long I can keep making this series. Any and all donations are helpful. Nothing is too big or too small. Also, before I get on with the memes, first a word from today's sponsor, Profit Specialist Group. Why let some woman use her points to fly her dog to Fiji first class? If you're a business owner, stop paying for your customers' reward points, bonus air miles, and cash back. Robert Rivera is a fellow MGTOW that helps businesses that take credit card payments get rid of those fees you pay to the bank. If you're accepting credit cards, he can save your company $6,000 or more annually on the fees. Watch the tutorial video or visit the Cash is King CC website. These sponsor links are in the description. Now on with the memes. Number one is a woman that sacrificed her dignity and chastity for a Land Rover by getting smashed by some man that's soon to look like Santa. She's disgusted by what's happening to her, but I'm sure that her father is definitely proud of her, being with a man his own age. You know as well as I do that this is how some girls are living their best life. For Starbucks and stores at the mall, there's Visa. For everything else, there's her booty. Moving on is Katerina, and she says that if a man has an Android phone, he has to wait at least 3 days before revealing that fact to his new girlfriend. She says that many women told her that they pretty much curbed the perfect men just because he had an Android phone. Apple iOS won't give you as much file access as Android, and it doesn't matter that it's better. The status of owning an Apple is way more important for women these days. Number three, we have one that's disgustingly funny. One hole bleeds and the other one poops. The right answer is that there's another hole without this issue. In the woman's case, she has two. The odds of her having both diarrhea and period blood Kool-Aid at the same time are slim to none. This image is also probably problematic for the trans community because they demand some representation too. Up next, we have the so-called 4 ways that guys have to get out of depression. All these things are true, but falling in love is only a temporary cure until she dumps you for Chad Thunderrod, and then you have to cry into your pillow every night. There are also other ways to fall out of depression, which is to create something of value for society. What about money and a nice car? Or even replace the box with a loving woman with video games, and you'd probably be much better off. Number 5 is an American student in Paris earning more than 340 pounds an hour by giving the girlfriend experience. But this is scary, because it's either a man or it's a 60-year-old woman. Looks like those French simps need to harden up instead of dating women that get hard because they're males in disguise. Now all those French riots in recent months are starting to make a lot more sense. Moving on, we have another issue of Zendaya, the Vogue model. And you have a choice between her and some random girl on the Swedish metro. You also have to wonder about women that wear their pants that high. Are they trying to tuck away a ton of fats? Most of us know we'd pick the random Swedish passenger instead of the woke-looking Vogue model. Number 7, we have what many are calling Coomer propaganda. Actually, the post-nut clarity works wonders for you. But why do it twice? Usually once is all it takes to clean the pipes as well as your brain. It's not like you need to do it twice unless you're a simp before deciding to make a promise. Up next, we have Britney Spears looking all virginal as a 41-year-old single mother of 2 that's now married to Sam Asghari, a male model and actor that's in his late 20s. If and when the relationship ends, I'm sure that old crazy eyes here might consider starting a LonelyFans page. I still prefer good old AI-generated Britney instead. What a pretty post-wall face when she's standing next to him. Number 9 is an entire German family converting to Islam. It makes me wonder why all of them have their mouths covered. To be honest, this looks more like a Pornhub studio, and they're shooting some fetish work here. Also, why does one of the girls only have half her mouth covered? Plus, why do the guys in the background all look like they're AI generated? It's a rather strange picture. Moving on, is this woman too big for you? A woman in my Twitter comments says absolutely not. But that doesn't count because she's not a man. If this image was tweeted as a poll, I'm sure that 80+% of men would say yes, she's fat. So they would pass on that Holstein size ass. Other women in the comment section say, I should be ashamed of myself for retweeting this image because misogyny. I guess you can't even ask guys about their preferences anymore. Number 11, it looks like we have a pair of women looking for a man named Richard that's unvaxxed. I bet you anything that if Undead Chronic were there, he'd be holding up a sign saying, I'm looking for an unsmashed vag. Of course, this woman is just playing the part of the right-wing chameleon, trying to attract rebellious men that are bad boys with principles, that stand up to the state. Again, moving on, we have a woman asking if men can stop trying to be influencers because we need electricians and mechanics. I'm begging you, she says. Of course, this is like skinny women telling fat women it's okay to be fat, because it eliminates the competition. If men stop being influencers, then there's more room for women to succeed in that field. But I got a better question. Can women stop being lonely fans models because we need more mothers and nurses? Number 13, we have a heartfelt conversation between a mother and daughter. Mama tells Mindy that it's a woman's job to notice when a man is happy, and immediately put a stop to that nonsense. That, of course, is because a happy man is a lazy man, and he makes a poor plow horse for his family, because he's going to take it easy too much and not produce enough for that family. Also, don't forget to tell her that all male spaces actually belong to females. Number 14 is a 5'9" Wojak being asked how tall he is, and the morbidly obese woman tells him that he should be at least 6 feet tall to even consider dating a woman. She looks to be at least 6 feet wide, and if he listens to her advice and stops dating, she'll call him an incel and say that he's a misogynist for giving up on women. It seems to be that only women are allowed to have standards these days. Up next is that crazy woman you've been porking for fun, and then one day she tells you that last night was amazing, but that she lied about being on birth control. Translation, there's a good chance she's pregnant and that she's keeping it, and your life is over because she wants to be your wife. Apparently this woman was a prime meme back in the days before I was even on Twitter. Number 16 is Bill Burr finally realizing why Gordon Ramsay is so angry all the time. Because after eating the awful English food for 3 days and seeing the ugly women everywhere, he finally realized why the Brits became the best sailors in the world. Because anywhere is better than there. Why do you think that America was created? Things were probably so bad in the UK that men were willing to risk their lives to explore uncharted waters. Moving on are 2 lesbian mothers that ended themselves and their adopted African kids after running their vehicle off a cliff. I feel bad for the innocent children. As for these feminist cougars, I hope there's a special place in hell for them, where they get their muff munched over and over again by a saber-toothed tiger. These 2 women literally Thelma and Louise their kids out of their meat suits. I guess this is what happens when you don't have a rooster in the henhouse. Number 18 is vegan Robert Downey Jr. He went from being Iron Man to becoming Iron Deficiency Man, and now he claims that men start wars and the entire planet should be a matriarchy. If they ever bring back Iron Man from the dead, I definitely won't watch that nonsense. He also needs to learn that throughout history, female rulers are more likely to wage war than men were. But I thought there were no differences between men and women, and it was all a social construct. Up next is someone that says on a first date you should definitely take a woman swimming. Obviously so you can see her fake up dissolve away and you can see who you're really dating. Notice that in this case it looks like she's a feminist woman with purple hair dye that temporarily dyed her hair brunette, so she could probably date a cuck-servative man. The better thing to do is not to take her out on any dates, period. There should be a law about ugly women using fake up to make themselves beautiful. Number 20 is Logan Paul getting engaged to a woman that he calls his best friend. I think this dude could have done so much better than her. At least she's skinny, but it looks like she has no booty or boobs. She's Leonardo DiCaprio's 31-year-old leftovers. I think I'll give it 5 years before the divorce papers end up getting filed. She kind of looks like she has the body of Brie Larson. Number 21 is an article in the UK claiming that soon Uber will know if you're a drunk passenger and could refuse to pick you up. Of course that'll happen because Uber drivers don't want people puking all over the inside of their rides. People were posting this sort of nonsense on my page. I guess this is the way the Uber service really should be. Up next is a Mexican woman named Eva, and she's a divorced single mother looking for an alpha male as a companion, and she likes presents and will be willing to date you if you come to Monterrey, Mexico. Richard Cooper says that there are tons of red flags here, and the biggest one is that when you get to Mexico, you find yourself waking up in a bathtub full of ice water, and your kidneys have been taken out of you. Number 23, we have Jennifer Aniston despising when people say that she looks good for her age. But without the makeup and psychiatric meds, this is what she really looks like. She looks like an over-the-hill soccer mom, except she never really became a mother. But still, for someone age 54, she looks a lot better and hotter than most of the 35-year-olds I run into out there. Moving on, we have a funny yet weird meme. Apparently black feminists online think that white males are dangerous, but at the same time many of them actually want to be with such men. Also, apparently in China, some of the most hardcore nationalist women would also seek out foreign men. The local men are just coping by saying that it's the ugly women that go with the Westerners, so good riddance. In this case, the white dude definitely wants to poke her up her hiney. Number 25, the last one, is yet another image showing us how far in left field Hollywood is. They're trying to push the idea of beauty as being frumpy-looking foreign women, or women from foreign descent. They seem to be trying to reprogram soy society to believe that the women on the right are beautiful while the ones on the left are fascists. Looks like it's the Caucasian women for the win. So that's it for another Memes the Week. Remember, I make these for free, so donate at the PayPal and Subscribe Star links below for more content like this. Anyways, enjoy the rest of your day, and cheers.